Today, I'm telling you the state of my channel, give you some things that are in my mindset regarding my channel in terms of content and sort of the pace of materials going forward. Another thing I want to talk about is the sort of state of the TCG market, my perspective on it, which is a subjective perspective, and because it's going to affect the kind of content that I'm going to be doing on the channel going forward. I definitely want to hear your feedback on this because it's a little bit of an improvisatory dialogue today, and I'm really trying to communicate my thoughts about the channel, about the TCG market, and the TCG space just overall. Very negative kind of space right now, I think, kind of a bearish market, and because it affects the channel, it affects you as a viewer, and I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear your feedback down in the comments below. So first thing, just kind of stay the channel. It took a couple weeks off traveling for Thanksgiving. And by the way, before I go any further, if I sound just a little bit muted and a little bit less energy and enthusiastic, we actually have this massive interior paint project going on. So we have painters in here every day, from like 7 to 3 my time, and I just try not to like shadow my studio because they're right below me. And so the content that you're seeing, and you'll be seeing until like late into December, it's gonna be just a little bit more muted. I got the mic a little bit closer. I'm kind of a little bit lower volume, and it's just reflecting kind of the space that I'm working in right now. So you might have noticed that in the last most recent videos. But the state of the channel right now, we've been through several different periods and phases on the channel. Now, I think the channel has seen some big swings because there was a time there where I was into, one particular game or, over others, or focusing on maybe doing smaller games versus bigger TCGs, and also the style of content, right? So early on in the channel, we're doing a lot of market updates, and then I had an opening period, and then I really did a lot of giveaways very recently, which I learned a lot about doing. I'm going to do this a little bit more sparsely now because it's like, you have to put out a video just to do a giveaway winner, but those videos don't do very well. And, in fact, I just get rid of them as soon as the giveaway winners get in touch with me because there's no point of them existing. And it just messes with the channel in weird ways and gives me different things I have to think about and juggle. So, we're still going to be doing some giveaways here and there, and just going to kind of do them more sparsely, I think. But anyways, I really want to get into bigger games again. There was a time we were doing openings. I did a lot of Pokemon openings and started to dabble in Magic, but I just think I'm not really super passionate about modern, recent Magic. So just not as into doing that. I like doing the Pokemon openings and did the Yu-Gi-Oh! Collector's boxes for a while and really enjoyed those. So I'm going to start to move into bigger games again because I've noticed in this space right now is really, really tough for small TCGs. Now, there's a few TCGs I'm still going to cover, some smaller ones. I'm still going to do some stuff that just interests me here and there. And sometimes people get in touch with me, of course, and they want to send me something to give away on the channel, promote. And I still want to do those videos, but I don't want to, get overwhelmed by that. And right now, the space is so tough for Kickstarters. I try to promote and I like to showcase, and I'm interested in these new games. There's so many right now. It's hard for me to keep up with. And this is just not a time anymore where people can go to Kickstarter and expect to be funded. You have to be very, very realistic about your goals because people aren't getting those, over 100K, really big numbers that people were getting back in that Kickstarter era. And I think people are more skeptical now, and they're very much more, expecting a lot from the project. It seems like maybe there were lower standards, like anything and everything was getting funded, right? Not that it was lower standards, but it was just an easier time for whatever reason. I guess there was people had more to spend, and there was more interest in the space, and now it's just really, really hard. So you really have to prove yourself. And I saw a comment on a recent video that said, why go to Kickstarter? Why not sell from your website? And I wonder if that's a very real perspective that's in the space too, and I personally, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Kickstarters have lost a lot of steam. I think that a good bet for new TCGs is to really build up from the ground up and sell from your website. I think a good example of this is Splatterkin's TCG. I don't think they have a plan for a Kickstarter. They've been selling product from their website, and it's slow and steady, and it's a very small game. There's not a lot of hype and speculative frenzy around it, but they're just selling limited products from their website. I guess they're pretty limited. I know the promos are pretty limited according to the pop report they put out, but they talked about on their Instagram. But I think that's the way to go. You got to prove yourself, show your cards, show your art, show your gameplay. Go to conventions, word of mouth, whatever, and you just have to put it on your website and go from there. I think the Kickstarter is really, really a weak time right now. So that's my thoughts on that. As far as some games that I'm not going to be covering anymore, there's one game I'm not even going to mention them anymore, but that I did a lot of videos on the channel and not even really keeping up with it too much anymore. I'll tell you this: I pre-ordered a product. I believe it was like March or something. I think people know what I'm talking about, and it was supposed to come out, expected date of April. Everybody who pre-ordered this item is still waiting on this item, and there's just no movement on it. And honestly, I feel like it was, I guess maybe it'll come out one day, maybe it won't. I'm honestly feeling like I got rug pulled on this product. And I saw one content creator talked about how they got 11 of these things. They spent $1,100 and still nothing. And I've seen from their comment and other comments, and another comment about this creator that, maybe this game was a little bit flippant in their attitude toward this individual. And I think they're being flippant about this product. And I think it's so unprofessional. And, there's just no customer service experience. There's, I think, just very bad kind of personality or culture around the game, personally, in my opinion. And there just doesn't seem to be any kind of attempt to be conciliatory, try to kind of repair things. And, we've seen a lot of people associated with the game leave, and there's so much negativity. And personally, from that product alone almost, and combined with all the other just the negative culture that I perceive around it, I feel kind of done with it. And I don't think I'm going to be coming back. I think that's probably, there's not a lot of positivity in the future, if I had to guess, a lot of optimism for the future. So personally, I'm kind of done. I feel kind of, I feel like I was rug pulled on that. I don't like what I've been hearing and seeing about the space. I don't like the sort of atmosphere around it anymore. And it's just a different thing than when it first got going. And there were so many, I think there was so much potential at the beginning, and that potential did not last, and instead of people looking ahead with, bright-eyed optimism at the future, which is there was a lot of optimism around. Now people are just, instead of seeing that future, that idealistic future, they're seeing a proven track record of bad decisions and a sort of negative culture that just continues to persist. And so for me, I'm kind of finished with that. The Kickstarter, the new TCGs are kind of winding down a little bit. I'll do still, again, some more here and there. Because I just like the space and I like showing off the cards and things. But I think for me, as far as my channel goes, I'm going to be making a swing back to more popular TCGs. You saw I did a market update on some Final Fantasy TCG cards. I did a Pokemon update. I'm going to be doing another Pokemon video very soon. And when I get back into doing some more openings, I'm probably just going to be grabbing some stuff from Target, from popular, established games. That I think I'm going to be focusing more on the channel. So that's going to be what to expect from me. I also want to say that I'm probably going to be doing more content. So this is the second video I've done today. I might do, I'm just raring to go. I'm ready to do like another Pokemon idea that I have in mind. And you're going to be, if you're subscribed and you got the notifications on, you're probably going to be seeing those pop-ups a little bit more often. And because this channel doesn't get a ton of views. The TCG space is really, really hard. So I have to try to experiment a lot, make a lot of different changes. And, doing a video a week is just not going to cut it on this channel. I need to do more. And if I think I'm going to make this channel happen, I need to kind of make a push. So you might see daily uploads. If that's going to be something that's going to be hard on you, you don't want to get those notifications all the time. Maybe turn off notifications and just see how, maybe that won't end up panning out. Maybe I'll feel differently tomorrow, right? But that's sort of the plan right now. So I'm trying to push more videos soon, and I'm going to be pushing bigger games that I think have just, they just have a bigger audience out there, right? So I think that might be a little bit better for channel growth and views and such. And that is where I'm going on the channel. That's my thoughts on the market right now, at least when it comes to the new and the indie TCGs. I think The bigger TCGs are just still kind of chugging along, doing their own thing. There's not a real big frenzied or speculative, period around a lot of the big ones right now. And in fact, there's some weakness in some of the typically sort of conservative fundamental elements like vintage Pokemon, seeing kind of lower prices right now. And from what I've been looking at, there's a lot of weakness in Magic, of course, because we don't know if Hasbro's they're going to start reprinting a lot of different cards. After they did 30th anniversary, and you're seeing weakness in vintage. And personally, I've never been a big fan of the reserve list, anyways. I'm not going to do a video on that. I just like old cards. I like old Shooting Star foils, but really kind of not even paying too much attention to all the secret layers and all of the Jurassic Park and Lord of the Rings, and I can go on about some weaknesses I see there and why I don't really pay too much attention to some of that. But anyways, I'll say that for another video. And I just wanted to put out an update, just kind of sitting here and thought, I'll give the state of the channel and kind of my thoughts on TCGs overall. Still wish the best for everyone. Still, looking forward to doing a few videos here and there on some of the new and indie Kickstarter TCGs. Wish them the best. I hope they all fund. I love new projects. I just like seeing what people can come up with and how they can, establish a place for their project, their vision in the space. And I'll continue to support and encourage them and to be a cheerleader for them. But I am going to be kind of shifting more toward now the bigger games. Going to be trying to push Pokemon a little bit more. I think that I enjoy it more than Magic right now. I enjoy doing content on Pokemon more than I enjoy doing content on Magic. And it has a bigger audience out there that I think is what I need to try to push more. So I can expand my audience. All right, I want to hear your feedback, what your thoughts on, any kind of feedback, suggestions for the channel, and also just your thoughts on the market overall down in the comments below. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out, and I'll see you in another one very soon. Thank you.